Fazza breaks silence, the truth behind his love for a 60-year-old. In the quiet breath of dawn, a voice rises from the folds of destiny, a voice long hidden in the chambers of a guarded heart, a voice that carries the weight of years and the softness of longing. It is the voice of Fazza walking through the corridors of his own truth, a truth wrapped in the gentle calm of a 60-year-old grace, a grace untouched by the noise of the world, a grace that lived like a silent prayer waiting to be heard. The desert wind moves with him, carrying memories etched on golden sands. Every step he takes is a memory revived. Every shadow he crosses is a story awakening. For too long he sheltered his heart beneath royal duties. For too long he kept the flame quiet behind the walls of his soul. But love has its own time, its own language, its own courage. And today he lets the silence break like morning sunlight over dunes. She stands in his memories, a woman shaped by years of wisdom, her hair carrying the silver threads of a life lived with depth, her eyes carrying oceans of kindness that never dim. She speaks little, yet her silence holds galaxies. She smiles softly, and the world softens with her. In her presence, Fazza feels the weight he carries melt away, as if the storms he endured bow before her calm. She once walked into his life without noise, without demand. A passing moment, a fleeting meeting, but destiny had stitched her into the map of his heart. He remembers the first time she looked at him. Not like a prince, not like a ruler, not like a man carrying worlds, but like a wandering soul longing for rest. In that gaze, he found the sanctuary he never knew he needed. The world may question the mystery of a 60-year-old love, but the world has never heard the quiet thunder inside his heart. The world has never touched the softness she gives. The world has never seen how she listens without judgment, how she understands without speech, how she protects him with nothing but presence. Her presence a lantern glowing through his darkest nights. He recalls the nights he could not sleep, nights where duty felt like chains, nights where the crown felt heavier than mountains, and she would sit beside him with nothing but warmth. No words, no promises, no demands, just a gentle understanding that shields the soul. In those nights he learned that love is not youth. Love is not spark. Love is the steady flame that refuses to fade. She taught him patience. She taught him clarity. She taught him to listen to the whisper beneath the roar. With her, he learned that loyalty is not spoken but lived. He learned that wisdom glows brighter than beauty, and that beauty born of wisdom never dies. When he sees her, he sees a lifetime of lessons, a lifetime of grace, a lifetime of courage. He sees the years that carved strength into her spirit. He sees the journeys that shaped her, the storms she survived, the heart she healed. He sees her whole, and in seeing her, he sees himself reborn. Every moment with her feels like a page from a forgotten. Night falls over the dunes, carrying echoes of unspoken stories. Fazza walks through the hush, letting memories rise like quiet stars. Every star holds her name, woven in gentle silver light. The world thinks silence is emptiness. He knows silence is where truth breathes. He learned this from her, the woman shaped by 60 cycles of sun and moon. Her wisdom follows him like a soft glow, guiding him through shadows. He remembers a day when the world pressed too hard upon his shoulders, when crowds cheered but his spirit trembled, when responsibilities towered above him like mountains. She found him alone, wrapped in thoughts he could not untangle. She did not speak. She simply placed her hand upon his, a gesture simple as a breeze, yet powerful enough to steady an entire kingdom within him. He felt his storms recede with that touch, as if her heart carried a map back to peace, as if she had learned long ago how to calm the thunder inside another soul. The years carved gentleness into her voice, strength into her silence, purpose into her quiet steps. When she speaks, her words flow like rivers, slow, steady, wise, but she never wastes breath. Her presence is a teacher, her silence a scripture, her every gesture a lesson in tenderness. He found in her the rare balance of fire and calm, a woman who could stand tall without needing to be seen, who could love fiercely without needing to claim. People wondered what tied him to a woman beyond the seasons of youth. They never understood that youth flickers, while truth endures, that beauty ages, while grace matures, that passion sparks, while devotion glows. He learned these truths slowly, by watching her live them, by watching her face life with dignity, by watching her forgive with a heart stronger than stone, by watching her rise after every fall with quiet resolve. There were nights she told him stories, stories of days when life felt heavy, days when her own heart cracked, days when she believed she had nothing left to give, yet she kept moving forward. One breath, one step, one prayer at a time. As he listened, he felt humbled by her journey. He saw in her struggles the strength he wanted for himself. He realized that love is not built on perfect beginnings. It is built on shared courage and steady trust. Sometimes they walked through gardens under a pale moon, her pace gentle, his steps matching hers. They did not need conversation. Their silence was full enough. The breeze played with her silver-touched hair, and he would glance at her, seeing not age, but constellations, seeing not years, but stories, seeing not time, but truth shaped into a human soul. With her he felt safe to be human, safe to fail, safe to fear, safe to feel. She never demanded he be a flawless prince. She wanted only for him to breathe, to exist without weight, to let his heart soften, to let himself be held by something real. In her care, he found the freedom he never knew a crown had stolen from him. He carries memories of mornings when she prepared tea for him, simple moments yet more precious than jewels. Night settles gently across the desert like a veil of quiet understanding. Fazza walks beneath the sky, feeling the heartbeat of memories he once feared to acknowledge. The truth of his love moves through him like a tide returning home, each wave carrying a fragment of her, her laughter that never sought attention, her wisdom that rose from years of living, her silence that healed deeper than words ever could. He thinks of the world beyond his gates, a world that judges without seeing, that measures without understanding, a world that calls love strange when it does not fit its narrow frame. But he learned long ago that real love grows beyond frames, beyond rules, beyond the expectations that break fragile souls. Real love lives where hearts speak without fear. She was the only one who ever looked at him without seeing royalty. She looked at him as a soul in search of rest, as a man burdened not by titles but by loneliness. And in that gaze he found a truth he could not deny. She saw him, not the prince, not the leader, not the icon the world demanded, She saw the man, the child of destiny longing for something pure. Her 60 years carried storms that shaped her, winds that carved wisdom into her spirit, sunsets that taught her the value of endings, and dawns that taught her the power of new beginnings. She was not fragile. She was fierce in silence, strong in gentleness, brave in the softest ways. He remembers her stories, stories of struggle, of survival, of loving and losing, of rising again when life tried to break her. Her stories shaped him more than royal advisors ever could, for she spoke from experience, from truth, from a heart that understood the cost of living deeply. He walks toward the palm gardens where she once waited for him. He remembers the soft way she always greeted him. No ceremony, no formality, just warmth. A warmth that melted away every mask he had to wear. With her, he needed no armor, no posture, no distance. She allowed him to breathe, and in that breath he found life. He often wondered why destiny chose her for him, a woman far from the expectations of the throne, a woman the world would never predict for a prince. But destiny sees beyond appearances. Destiny sees the soul, and his soul had always known hers, long before their paths crossed, long before their hands touched. He walks under the night sky and realizes the magnitude of her place in his life. Without her, he would still be wandering through empty corridors, still drowning in quiet storms, still searching for meaning behind his crown. She gave him clarity. She gave him strength. She gave him purpose beyond duty. She gave him a refuge where he could exist as himself. Her 60-year-old grace was never a limitation. It was an anchor that held him steady when everything around him shifted, an anchor that kept him grounded in truth, an anchor that taught him that love does not belong to the young alone. Love belongs to the brave, to the patient, to the wounded who rise, to the hearts that have learned to give without